I just want to talk about something that I think is important. We spoke about parshas Seudas this past week. I know we usually don't talk about last week's parsha, it's usually this week's parsha. I know we only did it one time, but we're going to move forward. We're going to hopefully say over what we said over by Shalosh Seudas. And then Mitzvah Hashem, we will try to, later in today, we'll try to prepare for this week's parsha. But next week's parsha, there was the interesting thing. It spoke about this. The Torah spoke about the slav. The slav is the quail that came down from heaven. And there's an interesting conversation that happens between Moshe Rabbeinu and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is it's very hard to understand because of course Moshe Rabbeinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu to have about the meat, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu said there's going to be meat tomorrow, and it seems to be Moshe Rabbeinu questions HaKadosh Baruch Hu by saying that maybe we should slaughter the animals, the son of Vakar, so we'll have meat tomorrow, so we can have what the people want. And Hashem says, "Am I not? I could take care of it. I've done everything until now. I'll take care of this too." And it's an interesting conversation that's hard to understand. It's hard to understand the person who has mon, who receives food that could taste like anything in the world, whatever he wants. He can, if he wants it to taste like slav, if he wants it to taste like quail, he could just say it should taste like quail. Why does Hashem have to make it that we receive quail or whatever it is? Why does Hashem have to make that I have meat? I already have meat. I have this slav. So the thing is, I think it's a fewfold, the answer to the question, that the slav, the understanding is, first of all, there's a concept in people. Sometimes you see people who eat food because of the taste. So those people, actually, you'll see them a lot of times, they'll have a candy in their mouth, and sometimes they'll chew their candy because they're trying to get more taste out of it. They just want the taste, more and more taste. Sometimes they're thinking the candy only has sometimes candies don't have such a strong taste. They just have a little bit of a taste. But if you chew it, you get like the crux or whatever you want to call it of the taste, a big part of it. So those people are people that eat for taste. There are other people that eat for texture, and those people eat a lot more burnt stuff and things that other people wouldn't eat. But they eat with they chew a lot. I don't know exactly. I'm not sure exactly how to prove somebody that eats from texture. I mean, I guess those type of people don't eat with salt and all black pepper and all these things. They don't have it in their food because they don't need it. So they just so maybe Chas v'Shalom to say that we really understand what's going on between Kadosh Baruch Hu and Moshe Rabbeinu, Kadosh Baruch Hu, the people of the Midbar that were the greatest generation. But maybe some of them wanted it to have the taste, the chewing that goes into the difference between the mun in my mind was something like the jello. Jello you can't chew, and really you have the taste of whatever it is, strawberry or cherry or no taste they even have jello. So you have that taste, whatever it is, but you don't have a good chew to feel the taste. So maybe those people wanted that. But also we can say that there's not something else that goes on here that we can learn from this parsha. That there's something. If we start the Torah, beginning of the Torah, the first part in Bereshis, Adam, the first man, did a sin. God forbid to call it a sin, but he did a sin, and the one who pushed him into it was the snake. The snake got a punishment that he had to go on his stomach, and at the same time, anything that he eats, it'll fill him up. He can eat dirt and he'll be okay. The question is what kind of punishment that is. The kind of punishment that is that he has no relationship with Hashem. He has no need, lahavdil, everybody, lahavdil for a snake not to need Hashem, but he has no need for anything. He has everything's in front of him, so he had no needs. If someone has no needs, it's very hard to have a relationship with. Like they always ask the question, what do you give? What kind of present do you give somebody who has everything? The real answer is you give them a hug, because that's something they don't have. They think they have. They have all the items. They have every item in the world. Most people who have everything are missing love, are missing friendship, and things like that. They're missing all the integral parts of being human. The people of the Midbar, they received everything. It's just on a side note for a second, before we even try to understand this. Like, if we don't understand the question, we go one step further. Let's say the people of the Midbar decide instead, my shirt fit me, because we know that the shirts grew with them and always fit them, and never, if there were holes, it would patch itself up overnight. Kadosh Baruch Hu patched it for them. Let's say a person in the Midbar says, now I want a black suit, or I want a suit tomorrow, a new suit. The suit I'm wearing is no good. It would be hard to understand. So same thing, the people of Midbar, the food, but it's not that, it's the relationship with Hashem. They need a relationship with Hashem. That means that they want to be able to get something from Hashem, to say, I got something from Hashem, and to feel that they have an interactive relationship with Hashem. Now, without asking for slav, without asking for meat, they're not receiving meat. They're not receiving anything different. They're receiving food every day from Hashem. So in a way, the difference between, you sometimes, God forbid, to think that a Jew has needs that a Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't give it. But sometimes what happens is that sometimes a person is poor, and you look at them and you say, it's so sad, they're poor, they have nothing, they have no money in their bank account, they can't buy anything. But the other hand is, they have something greater than most of us do. As Americans, we always have everything. There's never such a thing of not having. But what they have is a relationship with Hashem. That means if they want something now, they have to ask the Kadosh Baruch Hu for it. The truth is, in a way, sometimes Jewish people sometimes have misplaced needs. That means that sometimes you see a Jew, God forbid, has money. He has a lot of money. He's a good Jew. He has a lot of money. But he needs more. He needs more. What he's missing is a relationship with Hashem. That's what he's really missing. Because if he had a great relationship with Hashem, he would have all the love he needs. He would have everything he needs in that relationship. He wouldn't need these outside things. He wouldn't need the money. He wouldn't need... Yeah, it's good to have. It's easy. It makes things easier a little bit. But a relationship with Hashem is, today I need to ask Hashem for money. Tomorrow I have to ask Hashem for money. The next day I have to ask. Every day I'm asking Hashem for stuff. And you know something? Every day He's giving it to me. Every single day He gives it to me. It was actually a friend of mine, a chavrusa of mine in yeshiva. His name was Septimus. I don't remember what his first name was. Not Al-Khanan, his older brother. And Gershon, his name was. He had a neighbor that came, I think, from Iran. Their family came from Iran, I think, before the Shah was overthrown. So they were wealthy Jews in Iran before they escaped from Iran. And they had everything. They were like aristocrats in Iran. And he came to America. He was struggling. He was struggling financially, and he had very many needs. Because you can never, if you're a king, you can't go to another place. Like going into exile, even if what everything they have, they don't have it anymore. So aristocracy is the same way, to some extent. They had everything that maids have, everything. In America you don't have maids or anything of the sort. So he was talking to Rabbi Septimus, which is Gershon's father, and he said to him, why don't we learn a little bit Torah? And what happened was that as the person started learning more and more Torah, his needs became less and less. And that's part of and that we could see is the same thing with the people in the parsha. They wanted to have a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so Moshe Rabbeinu thought they just wanted meat. Lahavdil to say Moshe Rabbeinu just thought. But we could see that at least from the parsha, it looks like the idea was just to get meat. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, no problem. I could give them anything. It's a relationship they want with me. I'll give them a relationship with me. And that's what the greatness of this love was. So someone asked, he said, why did people die? So it could be some of the people died because they just wanted slav. They just wanted meat. And that you can't, it means you have everything. You have the man that tastes like anything, and it's not good enough for you. Then this love is not something, a positive thing. Hashem should bless us that we should all feel our relationship with Hashem, and we shouldn't have any other needs except for His love.